Hello students, welcome to class 0, and in this 0 I am basically going to show you guys everything that I am going to use for the classes. Okay, so if you've watched my all the materials that you need to get as a beginner in beads, you will know that as a beginner, the infant beginner, you need just 3 things. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the 3 main things that I use for the entire class or for the entire course. So first is the beads. So these are 10 millimeter sugar beads or size 10 sugar beads. We call them square beads sometimes, and I use the black and I use the green to create contrast in the tutorials. Okay, the next thing that you're going to need is fishing line. Now in this entire course I use a 0.7 millimeter fishing line, so there's that. Then the next thing that you're going to need is a cutter of sorts. You need the cutter, and sometimes I use my big scissors, sometimes I use the small scissors. And these are the 3 main things that you need. And you need a bowl. You can use an old bowl in your house, a plate or whatever. And what I use that for is just to store my beads so that they don't run away basically. So you could use 2 bowls to store your beads. Okay, so there's that. So these are the 3 main things that I used for the entire tutorial. You don't need anything else. Okay, also I used a needle. Now this needle, when you watch the entire course, you're going to see me use this needle a lot. So it just helped me to pick out fishing line from spaces that my fingers could not reach. Okay, so there was the needle, right? Now for the extra things that I used in this tutorial, the extra things that I used in this course, the first thing was lining. I used lining, then I used thread, which I used to sew the lining. So I used black thread, and I have a smaller needle to sew for the lining. And then I have an even tinier needle here, which I use to stitch the lining to the back. And with this I use a 0.25 fishing line in order to stitch my lining to my bag. Okay, so this 0.25 goes with this needle. This is a very tiny beading needle, right? So we have that. Then in the tutorial I use magnetic locks. I will teach you guys how to do magnetic locks, so you can go ahead and check that out. Also, I made use of a zip. Made use of a zip, and of course you're going to need your measuring tape. Also, you're going to need a piece of chalk. Yeah, that is everything that I used for this course. So know that you could customize these things any way you want. You don't need the black lining. You could use whatever color of lining you already have lying around in your house. For the beads, you could use the 8 millimeter beads. These are just for practice purposes. Okay, so if you want to get beads just to practice for this course, know that I'll advise you to get maybe half a pack of beads or a quarter pack of beads. Just a handful of beads is going to do the job for you to learn how to do the basics of beading, the basic stitches, the matting, everything. You don't need to go and buy a packet at this stage. Okay, so that is it. So when you've learned all the courses, you've attended all the classes, and you're confident, you are going to get to making the 3 projects that I have, which I consider your exam, the 3 projects that I have for the end of this course. So you can go ahead and get your beads then At that time, I think maybe you'll be confident that okay, you're going to do this for a long period of time, or you want to try out and make your first bag finally. Okay, so that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'm going to see you guys in the first class.